and MW Race Consulting. So for the first heat, groups A and B for race 6 of the meeting, DD2 this time, with drivers being of a minimum age of 15 years old. Zander Schiblak will be on the front row on pole position with Silas Ritter from Denmark alongside. We have Sebastian Janczewski from Poland and France's Nicolas Picot on row number 2. Nikolai Steen from Norway and Finland's very own Ville Vililainen round out the top 3 rows ahead of Juuso Pantala from Finland and the Rotax Max Euro Trophy Open champion from last year, Niklas Krens from Germany with 42 competition. Then we have Jose Barros from Portugal and Daniel Mahacek from Austria rounding out the top 10. Then it's Chris Zidas and Friedrich Jarich from Latvia and Austria respectively. Andreas Zinkevicius and Adrian Plunorosa from Spain. Imke Arts from the Netherlands. Stig Richolt from Poland. Subekis from Latvia. Polston from Denmark. Shepers from the Netherlands. Sani Bekian also from the Netherlands. Then we have Kedon Lut from Estonia. Jesse Spans from the Netherlands, and then Skajste Petroskaite. I hope I've got that name right. 200 different drivers. Some surnames a bit more difficult to pronounce than others, but for those that are here, if you can hear me, if I'm saying the surname wrong, please come up and correct me. I don't mind because it's difficult enough trying to remember the different types of information and nationalities and stuff like that, but any sort of pronunciation tips that people can give me on particular surnames, I'd greatly appreciate. So the top 10 will be Schiblak, Ritter, Janczewski, Pico, Steen, Vililainen, Pantila, Grens, Barros and Mahacek. So it'll be down to Zander Schiblak and Silas Ritter, so Buvin Power and RS Competition represented on the front row of the grid. This time, 10 minutes plus an additional lap, as once again we have the start lights on the gantry. They are red, ready to be de-ignited in a moment's notice. So there's about 4 stragglers at the back. They need to get into position very quickly as Schiblak helps to slow them down the right way as they go lights out for 10 minutes plus an additional lap. And at the moment, Zander Schiblak, as always, once he gets out front, or if he's out front, he will start moving away. Nice little dice there for 4th, 5th and 6th, heading into turn 5 at the very first time. As it's getting a bit heated and aggressive in the lower part of the top 15, heading through what was turn 6 as the leaders now. And it's a comfortable lead that Zander Schiblak's got over Silas Ritter from RS Competition, who's got Janczewski trying to close up, and the Polish driver is doing so through the exit of turn 13. Takes a tighter line through the exit of 13 and 14 to try and give him a bit of momentum going into turn 16. Nice move up the inside. That could be Vililainen up the inside. That's Pantala possibly up the inside of Pico maybe, as everyone's swarming all over each other, and that's at the bottom part of the top 10. That's actually top 15. So there's 2 Birlart drivers, one of which is the 4:13 of Imke Arts. Zinkevicius, I think, is also in that mix as well. And the battle for second now, Janczewski really hustling Silas Ritter for second place, but is bringing along Nicolas Picot from France, who's 1.2 seconds off of current leader Zander Schiblak, who has broken away and did have a gap of over 6.5 tenths of a second last time around. As there was a bit of a hard break there from Niklas Krens and went into the back of, looks to be Vililainen, who's actually switched to RS Competition, I believe. That's a great move from Vililainen. Goes up the inside of his countryman Juuso Pantala through turn 13 and makes the move stick by turn 14. And then Vililainen takes a look over the right shoulder to see where is he, and he's gone up the inside again, and that is of Nikolai Steen. So Vililainen has come alive quite significantly in this race, up into 5th. Now, having started in 6th place, he dropped out of the top 6. So the gearbox category never ceases to disappoint here in DD2. But Triblak is just keeping himself out of trouble, out of harm's way at the front of the field. As he's come down the hill, he's already made it through to turn 11, when the rest of the top 15 have only just made it through turn number 9. So at the moment it's Triblak leading, Ritter in 2nd, Nicolas Pico in 3rd place, it looks like. Nicolas Pico in 3rd place. Janchevski, Villelainen, Steen, Pantela, Zajders, Niklas Kreins in 9th, ahead of Barros from Portugal. Jerich, Mahacek, Paulsen, Zinkevicius, Imke Arts, and Zubekis rounds out the top 16. There's a little bit of a sniff there from, I think that was for Janchevski. And that looks to be, I think that Pico might have made the move past Silas Ritter for 2nd place, just after just before the lap concluded there. 6 minutes and 27, plus an additional lap here to go in this first of the qualifying heats for DD2. And it's all getting nicely, it's getting into some kind of rhythm here, as that's the move up the inside for 3rd place, as Sebastian Janchevski from Poland goes up the inside of Silas Ritter from RS Competition. Plenty of time still in this race to work out their strategies, but there's a great battle being led by Niklas Kreins from Germany. That is 8th to 11th position. At the back part of that train is Daniel Mahacek. But then we got Barros in there as well. Zajders and... there's been a few changes here. Grens has got up into 7th, ahead of Zajders. Pantila now in 9th place. Barros in 10th. Mahacek, Jerich, Paulsen, Zinkevicius, Arts, Zubekis. And the 2 drivers that have moved up the order is Niklas Grens up into 7th place with 42 competition. But the gap now that Zander Triblak has got of Nicolas Pico from France is nearly to the tune of over 2 seconds, probably by the time this lap has been completed. So Pico running with Dams Racing, and Buvin Power is the choice of Zander Triblak. So Triblak on his way down towards the back part of the circuit, turns 15 and 16. They're running at around about a mid 62.4, as we've had a spinner and that is Lutz in the 434 that has just had a spin off of turn 12. As we go on to another lap, and the gap now is nearly 2.2 seconds for Zander Triblak and Nicolas Pico. So Pico still keeping within 0.2 of a second of the lap times from Zander Triblak. It was a 19.9 in the first sector the last time around. So Triblak's just done a 20 flat, sector 1. Pico a 20.1. Janchevski a 20 flat. Silas Ritter and Ville Villelainen 20.1 and 20.2 respectively. And it goes no higher than a 20.2 until you hit Daniel Mahacek, who's just done a 20.3 in this particular side of things. So Lutz in the 434 started 21st, drops all the way down to 23rd. So Triblak now will come to completes another lap here, puts in a 1 minute 2.619, with 3 minutes and 43 still to go in this race. As the Rotax Max Evo DD2 engines screwing their way up the rev ranges as they come out the final corner across the start-finish line. Gap now between first and second is 2.4 between Triblak and Pico. Pantela, Jerich, Paulsen, Barros and Zubekis have all put in their fastest laps, as has Skeister, Petros Skeister, down in 22nd. And that's a heck of a mouthful for a first and a last name there. But Zander Triblak again with about 3 minutes left of this race to go, plus an additional lap now, making his way down towards the far part of the circuit, now through turn 16. I'm just keeping an eye as it looks as if though the top 7 or 8 drivers are quite literally spread out, and then you get to the bottom part, of the very bottom of the top 10, and they are all doing very well indeed. Everyone is still running on the circuit so far. No positional changes at the minute, but I'm just keeping an eye on the differentials between drivers. I mean, Friedrich Jerich and Poulsen in the 489, they're all very, very close. Last time around it was just under 2/10. Imke Arts is about 3/10 off of Zinkevicius in the 424. That's the battle for 13th place. Zubekis could come under pressure from Bruno Orsa, who was actually he was a little bit slower the last time around, just by over 1/10, as Shriblack still leading. The gap now just nigh on 2.6 seconds as he comes through turn 17 and into 18. And there are some drivers getting very, very close. They're really doing some late braking going into turn 16, and that's probably just seen Niklas Krenz just cross the start-finish line. Panteler's just done the same as well. So you've got the likes of Zubekis, Brunosa, Shapers. They're all trying to close up on each other to get that little bit closer still, but it's not quite working out just yet. Gap now between Zander Shriblack and Nicolas Picot. 2.7 seconds with about 70 seconds on the clock remaining, plus an additional lap still left to go. Peter Skyte again gets a personal best. No other drivers have done so at the moment, and Zander Shriblack is currently running in the 1 minute 2.7 second brackets. Ritter running in the 1 minute 3.1s, 1 minute 2.9s for Janchevsky running in 3rd place. So drivers getting their head down, heading down towards turn number 16. So it's a slight right-hand kink into a tight right-hand hairpin before the left at 17, before they go into the sweeping right at 18. And Shriblack again will now be on the penultimate lap of this race, the first of 3 heats for the DD2 drivers. So each driver will compete in 2 particular races, or 2 out of the 3 qualifying heats, to put themselves in the best possible position for earlier on, as we've got quite a few drivers. Now that looks to be, I've just seen Shriblack going through on my commentary position, then it's Pico, Janchevsky, Ritter, then we've got the 404 of Villelainen, and we've got the 491 of Niklaus Steen and Niklas Krenz, Zeiders, and it's Panteler, Mahacek, Jerich and Poulsen. That is now the battle that could really intensify very shortly, but we are now on the penultimate lap of this race. So 10 minutes has expired. Zander Shriblack goes into the final lap. Pico crosses the line and is nearly 3 seconds adrift. But then it looks like there has been a change a little bit further down the order. And Daniel Mahacek has lost out to Friedrich Jerich, who sent it up the inside of the Austrian going through turn 18. That was a really, really good job there from the 403 to get past on the final corner of the penultimate lap. And there's still some more battling a little bit underneath, or a little bit further back. There's some great battling. There's a great move going through into turn number 9 there. And one of the carts that went backwards, I think might have been probably the 413. And that is Imke Arts, who's running on a Birrell chassis. And just up ahead is, I think that could, I'm not too sure, that could have been Victor Poulsen. Poulsen, I think, has actually got past. But in the meantime, the race victory has been secured by Zander Shriblack from Belgium. Nicolas Picot takes 2nd place. Sebastian Janchevsky takes 3rd place ahead of Silas Ritter in the 444. Ville Villelainen started in 6th place and finished in 5th ahead of Nikolai Steen. Niklas Krenz was a little bit in the trenches there, but still came through to finish in 7th place ahead of Zeiders, with Panteler and Friedrich Jerich rounding out the top 10, who stole 10th position from Daniel Mahacek from Austria on the last corner of the penultimate lap of the race. Zinkevicius and Paulsen, Arts and Barros round out the top 15 ahead of Subekis. Ricard Subekis from RM Latvia. Adrian Brunoosa from TD Kart Racing Marlon Kart. Luke Shapers from the Netherlands in 18th place, followed by Alexander Zani Bekian in 19th. Stig Riholt in P20 ahead of Jesse Spans, with Skaisti Petroskaisti in 22nd, and Birolart Baltics, Kedon Lutt from Estonia, who had a spin towards the tail end of the race, finishing in 23rd.